keep doing it. He goes, don't do it anywhere else. He goes, I don't know how you do it. And I've been very fortunate to tell you that I do have very good paying customers. If I told you what my income, God has helped me through it. You know, I have a wonderful wife who is my business partner. I taught her the business, and believe it or not, when we started, she said, you know what, you teach me. 2 weeks later, I was learning from her because she became the boss. It took real quick for her to become the boss. So now, believe it or not, she actually interacts with the guys that we have working for us. She's a little tougher than I am, and she has one motto. She tells them, this is my business, our business impression commercial maintenance. She says, I want our name to stand as impressions. You don't do the job right, then we need to replace you. So, in a nutshell, that's what it is. So we started with floors. I just came in like you guys. I was brand new. I sat at a lot of trainings. I had the concept of floors because I worked on floors at JPL. But then I started doing natural stone floors, marble floors, terrazzo, tile and grout. And from there, just went into janitorial business. And now we're ready to go to the next level in this business. But that's just a little bit about me, you know. But one thing I have learned in this industry is that I think I heard something at one of the trainings here a while back when they did the carpet training, and the guy that was up here, I can't remember his name, from ChemSpec. You know what I'm talking about, right? He said something that was very interesting. He says, we get 35 cents a square foot. Why does everybody else get 10 cents a square foot? He goes, because you, as the industry, have ruined the industry. He says, if you all came together and worked together and looked at yourself as professionals and started to stop underselling you, you guys will all make money. And that's what I found in this industry. You know what? I'll go bid on somebody, I go do my math, and one thing I learned a long time ago, as a matter of fact, I said, when I'm bidding a job, I have to understand that I'm on the freeway, I'm driving, my gas, my car, my insurance, my taxes, my time spent, and my knowledge. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. So when I go, I may be a little bit higher, you know, and somebody comes in a little bit lower, but you know what, I'm at the point now where, like I said, I've been blessed where I can say, hey, you know, it's okay. It doesn't bother me, because the customers that come in are with us, they pay us well, and they like working with us because we do a good job. But that's it in a nutshell. And I guess one thing maybe to help you out is I've learned through sales how to become a resource for my customers. Anything that they need, we provide. I've established business relationships with alarm companies now. So when my customers ask me, do you need, if they need a security system, do you know somebody? I tell them, I sure do. Here's my friend, give them a call. Anything that my customer needs that has to do with the facilities management, I'm the guy that they call. You know why? Because I want to make sure I become an asset to them, not just a janitorial guy. I am their cleaning technician, and I am their friend to help them service their business. So if that's one thing I can tell you, become an asset to your customers.
Alright. That was good. I got to tell you, it's a little long-winded, but that's okay. You know, here's a true story about Roto-Rooter. Actually, I'm going to tell you that part. There was a guy who was a plumber, right? And he was okay, plumber. But was not the best at sweating pipes, so the boss moved him into sales. He was really good at estimations, but you know what? He didn't have the people skills. He didn't know how to upsell, but he was really good at estimation. So the boss moved him again, puts him in the warehouse, right? He's really good at ordering the parts and getting it on time and really good with the vendors, but he's horrible when it comes to the inventory control. So the boss brings him in and says, listen, I gotta let you go. I've tried you here, here, here. It's just not gonna work. So what he does is that he takes, you know, he gets on his unemployment and he reflects back and he realizes that, listen, I'm gonna open up my own business. Because number one, I have my plumber's license. I know what a good plumber looks like because I know my work and I know how it should be done. So I know who to hire as far as looking for a good technician, a good plumber. I'm not a good salesperson, but I know what a good salesperson looks like, but I can give good estimations. All I got to do is make the estimation, give it to my salesperson, and have him sell it for me, right? I know how to order, because that's important. It's very important. Can we close that door? Because I'm just kidding. I'll close it. So what ends up happening is this is the guy that created Roto-Rooter. So I kind of see Raul in that way. You know, he didn't like the idea of working for somebody for 10 or 15 bucks an hour, right? And to tell you the truth, he's not a floor technician, I know, right? But he knows what a good one looks like. So those of you on this side, I'm going to teach you how to find a good floor technician, just by the way they talk. If a guy says, hey, I'm going to burnish that floor, and the other guy says, I'm going to buff the floor, what is one guy, the guy that says he's going to burnish the floor, what is he telling you? He's telling you the method, the operations. What is the operations?
Burning.
But what is it?
Polishing.
How? With what machine? Give me the machine.
High speed.
High speed, very good. Buffing is low speed. Because I do wood floors, marble, terrazzo. I don't care what kind of carpet. I don't care marnoleum. Most guys don't even know how to deal with marnoleum because it's not easy. You're not supposed to seal it. You're not supposed to wax it. How many have you guys used? So those are the special little products that I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Okay. So that's how I kind of see Raul, is that he saw the janitorial business, he saw he could make money, and the key thing that he was saying is, you know what, you make money at something when you put value on it. That's why he doesn't give it away for free. So you came in late, and everybody comes in late, we all agreed as a team.
At the end, when I was questioning, I learned from Marvin. He taught me some techniques that really have helped me tremendously in the business. He knows what he's talking about, and he makes it simple.
Thank you. Go ahead.
My name is Oscar Mendo. I'm owner operator of Family Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning. I've been doing it for 6 years now. I have 2 vans, strictly residential, some commercial, with carpet and upholstery, some tile and grout, air duct cleaning. Been learning wanting to go into the floor care, like as far as like wood floors, stripping and waxing, because I got a lot of requests for it.
All right, perfect. All right, answer.
The company that started as a maintenance company in the over 7 years. With commercial, a little, some, but do a little bit of stripping and waxing. That's why I'm here really to learn how to really do a swap and train. We have 6 employees. Trying to get so this is one of the ways that will help us if I need learn.
Looking to the floor care. Basically, concentrating on products.
All right.
I'm sorry. My English is not good.
Neither's mine. That doesn't stop me. Seriously, I have a bilingual deficit. I haven't, you know, the person that encouraged me the most was a black woman, was overweight, and had a doctorate degree and couldn't spell. And I said, if she can do it, I can do it. And she taught me how to read. When you read something, by the way, there's 4 levels. You read something for what it is. Second way, you look for who wrote it, why they wrote it, when it was written, why, right? Then you look for the symbolisms, and then you can analyze it. I didn't know that. That entails a lot more than I thought. So, as long as you don't stop talking, you're okay. What kind of business?
I'm working for Service Connection for myself.
Okay.
The company, I have a PS, publishing, stripping, wax, everything.
And this is my little student, Mia.
Mina. Yeah, I was Marvin's student in adult school. I'm a home care provider. In some reason, I have take care of person. They have little space, the floor, the carpet, bedroom, something. So I went to adult school. But my English is not very well, so I missed a lot of class. So I follow this company. They have free training. I come on over and over again. I think this job I can work until I cannot work. That's the mean I know ability to work. So in the house, in some, so that's why my teacher Marvin gave me a lot of encourage. So my English, you are guy maybe don't understand. I don't understand myself sometimes. Yeah, so needed to study. So that's why I come here. The reason.
My name is Jennifer. I'm the owner of Oaks and Gates, a house cleaning service in South Orange County. So I'm just came here for the first time and see what I can learn.
All right.
Hi, my name is Francisco. I am starting my business. I have
us into business in a house, and then learning and trying to do my best.
Let me tell you something. Those of us on both sides, you have to learn how to network with people. Befriend your competition. I love what Raul, in fact, Raul showed me some stuff, and I shared with him some stuff. In today's economy, and in the world that we live in, you can start a janitorial business, and within 1 year have it at $10,000 a month because of the internet. Raul was a good example of that. He showed me thumbtacks, and I was like, thumbtacks? I mean, it's really the modern day, what is it? It's not Craigslist, because that's not modern. It's the recycler, you know, the penny saver. You guys remember that? That's thumbtacks. Seriously, using thumbtacks, because I'm the opposite. Raul comes in with the high price, right? And I'm the opposite. I come in with the low price and I upsell. I'm sorry, because I was taught bait and switch. I do it honestly, above board, with integrity, but that's my style. That's the way I was taught, right? His style is coming in with the high price, quality, selling you the whole merchandise, and that's it. That's great. Everybody has to have their own little style, their own little niche, and feel comfortable with it, and that's okay. But today, you guys, you know what? Pass your business cards, get to know one another, befriend your competition, because I guarantee you there's enough out there for all of us, and the best thing that you can do is to network with one another. Everybody should be getting Chris's business card, because when, let's say you hit the lotto, or you inherit some money, you may want to sell your business. That's the gentleman that's going to broker it for you, okay?
Morning, my name is Dustin. I'm with custom-made graphics. It's totally different than the cleaning service, but the reason I'm here is because, just like Raul, the customers that we service, they keep on asking for other services, or if you know somebody else, and we saw it an opportunity for us to offer that service to our customers. So, and it's a ongoing business that will never go away.
That's true.
Hi, sir. My name is Pablo. I have my wife and me, a company for the clean the house and dental cleaning.
Okay.
My name is Gustavo. I my own business with the janitorial service. We do everything, stripper and wash, carpets, regular cleaning.
Okay.
My name is Fernando. This is my wife Maria. She's been in the cleaning. She's been cleaning for about 15 years. I retired at age 55, full pension, and I decided, well, let's get you on commercial and small businesses only. We weren't doing it. We were being asked to do a lot of course, and now we're here today to learn how to do floors, and purchase equipment. I mean, we've only been doing it for like maybe 2 years and 3 months, and we're doing real well. We have only 14 clients, but it's bringing in a lot of money, and we just want to continue to grow. Hopefully we can get 10 trucks going and 10 associates, and look at the big picture, you know, and try to grow, you know, as a company. Because I saw her working; she was working her butt off for $10 an hour, and now she's working her butt off for herself for like $25. So, like I said, you know, I was an assistant manager of American Honda Motor Corporation. I met her there. She was with the cleaning service there, and when I retired, you know, she was still working there, working late at night, 3 in the morning. I said, no, this is not good. Let's do something. And I'm getting a full pension. I said, let's invest some of this money, and that's what we did. So we're hoping to keep growing and prosper from it. You know, what else can I say? Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing like dying old. We weren't meant for retirement. I don't know where we get this idea that we're supposed to retire. A gentleman, by the way, one of the wealthiest franchisees that I know is a Hispanic gentleman, doesn't speak very much English, but he makes $104,000 a month. Yeah. He's got over 20 guys working for him. Okay? He bought into a franchise. He can't speak the English, but he knows work. He's a hard worker. He knows how to hire people, right? He does all the operations. So language is not a barrier, believe me. It's only nothing's a barrier. It's only what you allow. Okay, here's a freebie right off the top. Square footage. Let's get to the money, because you're looking at time. So here, it's about production. For our supervisors here, it's about money. 60 cents a square foot, strip and wax. Okay, that's where you're going to start. So you're going to go no more less than 30 cents a square foot. 1,000 square feet equals 4 hours. Remember that, of stripping and waxing. Is that simple? I want to keep it super simple so it's boom, on your head, right ahead. Okay, side or right? Okay, so we're going to start at 60 cents a square foot to strip and wax.
How much?
60 cents a square foot to strip and wax. We're going to, to be competitive, 30 cents a square foot. Okay? 1,000 square feet, this is closely to 1,000 square feet. So if I'm charging 30 cents a square foot, $300. If I'm charging 60 cents a square foot, $600. Raul, what would you charge?
$5.95.
There you go, close to 60 cents a square foot, right? Very simple. So now you guys know how to compete with one another. Again, you're going to find, listen, I can't sell or steal one of Raul's customers, and he can't steal one of mine. Because our customers are connected to us, right? They're loyal to you, like he said, okay? That's why I come here. Because I like this company. I'm going to go through this kind of quick because we are at 9:30 and we're going to get out of here at 10. I'm going to show you some quick techniques of stripping and waxing. I'm not going to go through the mumbo jumbo. I do want to show you one video about nano. We already went through our questions. First thing I want to teach you, okay, is the chemistry of cleaning. Because I don't want you to have that look on that girl's face. What? How do you clean it, right? So, chemistry of cleaning, you're going to have 7 cleaning agents. Write this down, okay? Mia should know this. The oldest cleaning agent is water. The second oldest is soap, right? The third is your synthetic cleaners, like your, Goof Off, your Orange Solve, those kind of solvent cleaners, okay? Your next one is going to be your acids and your alkaline cleaners. And the last one is going to be your abrasive cleaners. They can come in powder, they can come in liquid, or they can come in paste. Bright Boy, it's kind of like a paste, isn't it? You put it on the brass, you wipe it on there, and you polish it off. It's abrasive. That's why it leaves it a polish. So those are your basic 7 cleaning agents. Now, the way you remove dirt, because what? There's only 4 ways you're going to remove the dirt. You're either going to break it up, you're either going to absorb it, right, like an encapsulated carpet cleaner, right, or you're going to emulsify it, change the chemistry, or you're going to flush it out, kind of like wetting. Now wetting, because I never understood, what the hell are you talking about, wetting? Wetting is basically, it's a wetting agent. It makes it so it's level, so that it's easier to pick up, so it's not droplets, okay? Emulsifying is when you change. Kind of think of, what's that salad oil, oil and vinegar, is it?
Vinaigrette.
Vinaigrette, okay? Because they're not supposed to mix, but we got them to mix, okay? The other ones is either you're going to absorb it or you're going to break it up, so you can pick up the. Go out there and you're shopping for stripper. There's 2 types basically. It's either going to be concentrated or it's going to be your regular stripper. Your regular stripper, by the way, stripping is not a scrubbing process. It is a chemical process. So when you go to strip something, you've got to look at your stripper that you're using. Does it require 10 minutes to sit there? What's the dwell time? Or does it require 3 minutes? If it's a concentrated stripper, you're going to have it down for 2 minutes and you start scrubbing it right away. How do you know when it's working? It begins to disassociate, right? You'll see it separate. The other stripper, the regular stripper that you're going to put down, that you're going to let it sit for 10 minutes, how do you know when it's working? Well, it's not going to separate. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to bubble. You'll see it bubble. And so now you see the chemical reactions. 2 different things that you're looking for altogether, okay? So one thing you have to look at is the temperature. Do I use hot water or cold water? Hot water is always going to work faster, but it's going to ruin the floor. How long do I let it sit? Do I let it sit for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, right? You let it sit for too long, it's going to stick back to the floor. And how hard are you going to scrub it? Now, we all know about, in case you don't know the buffing pads, here's a shortcut to it. The darker the color, the more abrasive it is, right? So, I got two types of stripping pads. You guys can tell me which ones you're familiar with. Both? Which one do you like better? Why? Yeah, you can see it through it, so the wax will go right through it, right? This one just clogs up. This is a lot cheaper than this. But if you're into making money, you're going to use this, because time is money. So in the school districts, I'd rather tell my boss, just buy me one of these. I don't need a case of this junk, right? And we're going to even do something a little faster with the maroon pads that I showed Raul, how to even be quicker at stripping floors. Okay, so I want to kind of briefly go over what's in the floor waxes, okay? And it's kind of important because these 4 things, or 5 things, really 4, tells you. Have you ever waxed the floor and it was slippery, or it powdered on you, or you went to go burnish it and it powdered, or you laid it down and it had streaks? Okay, and the reason it did that is because of these ingredients. So with the polymer, number one, the polymer is like the backbone, right? Everything else hangs onto the polymer. So if you've got fish eyes, it's probably because your wax has been sitting there for too long, and now the film formers don't work, and now you're getting fish eyes. Have you guys ever seen that? Or orange peel? That's why. If you have, the biggest one I get is slip ring, the plasticizer. If the plasticizer is old, if your wax has been sitting there for a long time, and you lay it down, it'll have a shine, but it's going to be slippery. And there's no curing it, okay? So don't even try. The best thing you can do is come over here to Empire, and they have a slip-resistant product. Kim, do you know the name by chance? No. It's they have it here. It makes the floor more adhesive, right? So you're not going to be slipping and sliding. So if you don't have durability, it's because it's a weak cross-link. It's not zinc or it's not acrylic. If you have yellowing, it's because of the stabilizers it gave up. The wax is old, and that's probably what gave up. Urethanes, very important. I'm going to tell you guys one secret in floor covering, floor care. Stick to a product that you like, whether it be Essentials, whether it be Becco, whether it be the private labeling they have here. But don't mix them up. Try not to, because of the bonding. When you get into urethanes, when you do wood floors, not all, I can't put Hilliard's product with Essentials. It may not bond. Urethanes are very particular about that. And that's why you have to rough them up with the maroon pads, because they don't bond very well. And that's the first thing that gives out on the urethanes. You ever see it where it flakes off? That's the urethane, okay? So when you're looking at waxes, when you're shopping for a wax, look to see, is it acrylic? Is it metal cross-link? I'm old school. I like the metal cross-link, all right? I want something that's going to be durable, because that's what's going to make it repairable as well.
That might be what you're talking about.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yes. So, in fact, we use it in the jail. Because when we have certain areas, we have to make sure that it's slip resistant.
What is that product called again?
STS. Basically, there's only 3 reasons why you're going to seal a floor. Number 1, to protect it, right? You're protecting your investment. Number 2, so that you can maintain it a lot easier. And then the last one is for appearance. But the way it works is, really you're getting the reflection off the floor, right? So if you don't seal it, see these, the light hits these little crevices, so you don't get that reflection. When you fill these crevices with wax, then you get the reflection. When you have dirt that embeds itself with the wax, you're not going to get that much of a reflection. All right? If the other, we'll talk about top scrubbing and recoating. Very, very important. You got to clean the floor really good. And second of all, if you're not recoating, if you're going to recoat, you have to be top scrubbing your floor with this blue pad once a week. If you're not doing it once a week, forget it. Don't recoat, because all you're going to do is have a shiny, dirty floor, because the dirt will stick to the wax. I don't care. It's going to break down. Especially people that mop the floor with lukewarm water, it breaks it down. So if you're not doing it once a week, like in certain classrooms I have that I have to maintain that floor, the guys run the auto scrubber over with the blue pad. Then when they go to recoat, they use the maroon pad with water, and we recoat once a month. But the floor maintains clean. I want to recommend these two books. You can buy them through Cleaning Management Institute, and they'll give you the step-by-step. They also sell a floor manual. Go ahead, sir.
I have a quick question. You said something about a person who uses lukewarm water.
Yeah, if you use hot water or lukewarm water, it's going to break down your wax faster. So once it starts to disassociate, then the dirt can penetrate and embed itself in. So in a nutshell, you should use your daily cleaning, your instrument cleaning, and then your quarterly cleaning, where you're recoating. But you got to have that instrument cleaning, and that's where the blue pad comes in. If you were to go to CMI, and they have stripping and waxing at 400 square feet per hour. If you guys want this little, Empire has it, they should be able to give you this. And it kind of gives you the steps to daily cleaning, of course, the instrument cleaning. Something very important. If you're the owner of the equipment, you don't want your guys to spray buff with the burnisher, because it ruins the machine. It's not meant for that. Spray buffing is only meant for low speed. But everybody does it because it adds an extra kick to it. When you're using burnishers, you're supposed to mop on the restorer. Let it dry. It's supposed to dry really cloudy. The more cloudier, the better it is. Then you run your burnisher over it with your hot air pad. Once you have the system in place, then you can go ahead and recoat. It'll be a lot cheaper for you. Those of you that have like car dealerships, medical clinics, you need this type of a program, because it's going to save you money. You should never be stripping and waxing. School districts. When I left Norco, we went to epoxies, and we were only stripping and waxing maybe once every 2 years, because we were maintaining it. Stripping and waxing should not be something that you should be doing like every year, because that means the floor fell, right? You can no longer repair it. We talked about why you're the 3 reasons: just protection for the floor, appearance, safety, and I kind of learned this from Raul. Is I like his he didn't say this so much, but he's got like a partnership with his customers. If they look good, he looks good, right? This is a high-rise floor care program that Empire's putting together. They're going with the titanium. We'll talk about the nano. You'll watch the video from Essentials. They'll explain it a lot better than I can. I'm a big fan of, this is my little program here. I like the titanium because it does hold up, but I don't use it everywhere because it's a little bit more costly. I love, I don't even have it here, the 23. Now, something that I need to tell you guys is, that I ran through the video, when you say it's high solids or it's a 23 or 25% solids, what am I talking about? I'm talking about when I put the product down and it dries and evaporates, how much is left behind. They use a fancy word, volatile. Non-volatile, so,
Aqueous,
what's that?
Non-aqueous.
Yeah, well, that's not water, right?
Yeah.
So, that's what they're talking about. So, the 23, it's telling you right off the top, the label, it's 23% solid. That's pretty damn good. The lower the solids, the more flexible it's gonna be. So if you look at your waxes that you see 18% solids or somewhere in that 19, usually 18, those are the ones that are meant to be burnished and give you a quick pop, all right? The thermoplastics, as they would call them in our days. But I like the 23. Now here's the other thing. Every salesperson's gonna give you the same bullshit. It's got the built-in sealer, okay? Go ahead, knock yourself out. But do they paint cars without putting primer? They have them. They have paint out there nowadays. You don't have to put the primer. But how does the paint look? Within 2 years, it looks dull, right? So there's a process. And I'm going to tell you, you always have to seal the floor. If you want a good floor tech guy, ask him, do you use sealer? Oh, no, I don't know. It's not that great. Because the guys that know their stuff, they seal the floor, 1 or 2 coats, period. The old school guys, they go 3 coats of wax and 3 coats of finish. And you can do that because the finish won't have ammonia. The wax won't have ammonia base. So, and you'll see it in the Essentials video where he talks about it and he explains it, all right? Those are the guys that really know their stuff and know how to look at the floor. And by the way, we no longer use mops to lay finish, right? The microfiber, because you can cut on a dime. When I teach my guys about laying the wax down, I tell them, look at, pretend you're laying carpet. Are you going to lay a carpet like this or nice straight lines, right? Okay, because I came out of the hospital, and the hospital is 24/7, you don't shut down. So either you put tape, towels, whatever, but you're doing nice straight lines, you leave the other half for, code blue. So somebody can run through, right, without getting hurt. Same thing in the jail. I don't get to shut it down. I got people coming and going, getting arrested in the middle of my hallways. But we're doing this half, and when we're done, you can't even see where my line is. And that's how it should be, right? A lot of guys, they'll, after they strip and wax, that's another secret. You have to rinse, scrub. If you don't rinse, scrub, you're not going to get a good bond. You have to rinse, scrub with a green pad or a blue pad. That's just the best way to go about it. Let's talk money. If you can afford it, that's the best way to go. Get yourself an auto scrubber. I can strip a floor 1,000 square feet by myself, one man, with my auto scrubber. Right? I use my maroon pad. We'll talk about that real shortly. I can use my black pad. I can throw down my stripper. By myself, I can strip the floor. Right? And I have a battery burnisher. By the way, that particular model, listen, the battery burnisher, what's so costly is the batteries, because they're $450 right off the top, right? But that machine never breaks down. Same thing goes with the auto scrubber. Every 3 years, I got to buy a battery. Okay, I spent $1,200, but how much does it save me? Right. Old school is you're going to have a side-by-side, the mop bucket, a wet and dry. You got to have 2 people, right? It's so time labor intense. Those of you that have deeper pockets, propane. I'm a big fan of propane. Because now you can strip floors with them. You can polish marble, right? Concrete. That's the new thing today. Those of you that do residential, tell me the new homes that they're building in Santa Ana, LA, the modern industrial look, concrete. Countertop, concrete, right? That's the whole thing. Propane. Nobody can beat the propane. Propane runs at 3,000 RPM. You're not going to get a better polish. And then you put your diamond polish pad on it. Boom. And if you use an epoxy or semi-epoxy and you're running your propane or even your high-speed 2,000 RPM on this floor, great. Even if you have a 1,500 and you run it on this floor, it's going to pop it because of the diamond. All right? That's a little secret that a lot of people don't know as well. Again, best, better, and what's easier. 4 products that I really like from Empire as an end user, okay? I'm a big fan. I don't have it up there, the 23. Titanium, that's kind of like the top of the line. I like it. but it's a little costly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only put it down where I make sure I'm gonna maintain that floor. That's an investment, I gotta protect it, then I'll use the best product, okay? But 23, I'm a big fan. That's kind of like where I use it everywhere, because it's repairable, it's easy to maintain, easy to put down, and it's cost effective, right? You gotta have a neutral cleaner. I'm a big fan. I put this because we did this for school district, but I'm more microfiber. I really don't go with the mops at all. The only time I use it, maybe just to rinse the floor one time. Real quick, so to know the steps, here are the steps. I'm going to gather all my equipment first. I'm going to strip the perimeter first when I'm not in a rush and I got to do the job right. When I'm rushing and I'm not really caring, I'll strip the whole thing all in one shot. But the proper way is you strip the perimeter first, and I'll tell you why. If I'm stripping the edges, I'm doing my detail. Those of you guys that are, meticulous worker, that's where the money's at, right? The people that are wealthy, they're meticulous. They look at the little things, right? I look at the big things. It looks good overall, doesn't it? Well, they're looking at the corners, the edges, the baseboards, not, splashed up, right? So you start with the edges. Why? Because I'm safe right here, it's dry, and I can use my troubleshooter, I can use my regular stripper, but I do the perimeter first. Then I do the central area, okay? When I strip, if I'm going to use my, there's light, medium, and heavy when you go to stripping. You can, let's say you're going to go with medium. You're going to leave it on there for 10 minutes. You're going to look for the bubbling to take place. Once you see the stripper bubbling, now it's time to go ahead and use your buffer and start stripping the floor. It should come up milky and dirty. All right? Take your time. Don't strip big areas. I always tell my students, you know what? No more than 5 by 5. That's it. The next guy, if it's a two-man, the next guy should be picking it up right away. Don't let it sit. After you strip it, you're going to rinse mop it. You're gonna see it. If you still have some wax on there, two things you can do. You're either gonna strip it again till it all comes off, or you can do what we do in the school districts. We get our high-speed burnisher, we go over it, right, and we polish it. Okay, and then we go ahead and rinse it, and then we lay our wax, and you can't tell, right? Because we're blending it all in is what we're doing. But if you want to be really meticulous, then that means you got to strip it again. Now, can we have Marcus? Because I need him for a demo.
Yeah.
You're going to see this. This is an oscillator machine, but what's more important, it's got the maroon pad.
Sure. You're talking about pricing. That's where my pricing is different. When I talk to the customer, if he wants all this detailed and all this, I'm not going to do it for 30 cents a square foot. Because I already know I'm going to break my back, number one, and I don't care if it's a one-man job. I'm going to take somebody, and I have to pay that guy. So there's no way in the world I'm going to do it for $300 if they want all this meticulous. Now, if they say, well, I don't care, this and that, like I have customers say, I don't care. I'm going to rent this place, I just want it to look good. I said, well, you have to build it. I don't care about that. My tenants don't take care of it. Just clean it. Okay, fine. One-man job. It's done. That's where the difference comes, but it all comes in the servicing. I never bid on the phone. I see the customer. I see the floor. And all that starts building value. So that when I give them a price, 9 times out of 10, if I get in front of the customer, they're going to say, do the job.
All right, you guys are going to see this, and it's going to shock you. But we're going to strip this floor right here, right where Kemp is.
Of course, you can stand up and go closer if you like. We'll save your chairs.
Marcus is my van of white. By the way, you don't have to have this oscillating machine to do this. What you do have to have is a buffer, a 175 RPM. You're going to ask for a maroon pad, and it'll fit on your machine. It'll be round, it won't be square. And you're going to dry strip. The other thing is that if you add a little water to it, you're going to see it come out milky and dirty, all right? And you're going to be a big, because this cuts my time in half. Most guys, okay, how long would it take you to strip from there to here? The regular method, how long would it take you?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. Can you beat 20 minutes, Marcus?
1 minute. No.
Marcus, if you cannot beat 20 minutes, you owe me $100. All right. Because I got my money on Marcus. He's going to do this in less than 1 minute. If you can get the number. This is going to amaze you. I'm telling you right now. You walk straight back, straight back, straight back, straight back. Straight back, walk. Like I said, you got to do order them ahead of time. Okay? So whatever size your buffer is, 17-inch or 20-inch, you got to tell them. But you got to order it ahead of time. They do carry it. Go ahead, sir. But it's not always on stock. So I always buy me an extra box. So, Marcus, can I do it real quick?
Yes, of course. And it's the same with the buffer, using the buffer with the maroon pad?
Same thing, you guys. Don't think, Mia can testify, I think we did it in class with the side-by-side, right? Maroon pad, okay? And if you add water to it, you'll see it come up like milky, right?
Is there an advantage to doing it with water as opposed to dry?
With powder.
Just
I prefer to go dry, and then I'll go wet.
Can you vacuum up the powder?
Yes. In fact, these machines have it so it has a little plug right here, and it goes to my backpack.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The Empire sells these equipment, so you guys can order. Look how much more it took off. Done. Right? And I'm telling you right now, you guys can do this with your side-by-side. Just with the maroon pad. That's all you need. And you know what? If you want to, you can put the pH 7 in there so that you know that you neutralize the floor, and you're good to go. You can wax it. I just showed you guys how to make some money right now because you just cut your time in half. Right? Side-by-side maroon pad. Water, pH 7. A little pinch of degreaser if you got dirt. Okay? If you have wax buildup, throw a little bit of stripper on the floor, not in your machine. Right? Come on. It's even a step above that black pad, isn't it? Right.
Now, the maroon pad can be used on the Civic Circuit, isn't it?
Yes. I don't think so. I was supposed to pick some up from Poor Boys from another store though. But it's the same thing, but it's round, you guys. And if you feel it. So when we do gym floors or wood floors, this is called the prep pad. And this is what we use because remember we talked about urethane, about bonding, you have to etch wood to get it to adhere to the new product. Otherwise it's just like painting an oil wall, the paint's just going to come right off, right? This is made for hardwood floors. By the way, when I need extra money because my son's in college, right? And he's, Dad, I'm low on, okay, let's go do a wood floor. And thanks to Raul, I'll walk up there and I'll get a couple of jobs for refinishing. I take this little machine. I kid you not, I'll do, the most I've ever made is $2,000, and I kid you not, it was a house in Corona. It was from the glass window right here, $2,000. And they'll paint it. And this is what does it.
I have a question for you. Remember you're talking about when you're mopping the floors and it gets built up. You go to a floor.
Oh, hold on, you guys, hold on. We've got a question.
You go to a floor, somebody's been there, you see the wax build up, and it's dirty. Is that going to do the job?
Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you it.
Because the reason I'm telling you, I'm asking you, because I've tried it with that machine, and it didn't quite strip it all the way down. I changed the pads, I had to actually go back into stripping.
The maroon?
Yes.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I use that same machine.
The oscillator or the,
Yes,
the buffer?
the oscillator.
And it was still yellow. I put stripper on it, scrape it off, put more stripper, more would come off.
Yeah, see, it's, my experience has been, if the floor already has wax and it's dirty, because you know how it didn't strip it right before, when you just go over it, you're gonna lose wax, but you're gonna have patchy spots.
Right. Now, how do you get rid of those patchy spots? That's where now you gotta add the water. And it didn't come up?
No, because sometimes it's really stuck on there. So then, my experience isn't great. I've used this, I stripped 2,500 square feet, probably about an hour and 10 minutes. But then I tried it on a dirtier floor, it didn't quite work, I had to go back. I changed the pad, put water on there, and it didn't work. I actually had to go back and strip the
And
floor.
did it come up with the stripper?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you have wax buildup and you have that discoloration, and by the way, that's acrylic. That's when you know you're dealing with acrylic, because they'll yellow on you. So if you have that, add water, add a little stripper, let it sit. I bet, did you let it sit?
But this is what I found, and this is, okay, now, I don't know if you have the same problem, you start doing that, but now your floor, you can see where you stripped it.
Oh,
Yeah, the part that was already stripped becomes more.
Yeah, so
lighter.
you have to strip the whole floor, it doesn't work.
So it's uneven, the floor is
Yes.
uneven.
See, what it is what he says, when you're, my experience, let's say you get to a floor and it's nice and clean, you're done. But you get there and you start using the machine oscillator, it has built up, now you're gonna have a problem because, like you said, it's not gonna strip completely. So you gotta make a call, and if you put stripper, you start running into issues where you have like little unevenness, so now you're better off just stripping the floor. That's my experience, and that's why I'm asking you, and I tried it twice, and forget it. Now when I go in there, if I see it, I don't even use that method because it's gonna drive me crazy.
And you know what? Every floor is unique. You know, it's not like one formula fits all. It doesn't work that way. So as a floor tech, you know, it's kind of like carpet cleaning. You kind of learn the fabrics, what works, how to use your chemicals. That's what I'm saying. You know what? Stick to a brand, get very familiar with them, and then you'll feel comfortable and you know what you can and can't do with it. But
So were you able to see that floor and distinguish that this was not gonna work? Just by looking at the floor?
What was that? What was that again, sir?
Okay, when you came in and you saw that, are you able to see that floor and say, well, this is not gonna work, I'm gonna have to strip it?
Now I can.
there you go.
Now you
Now you can, because once you do it a few times, you learn real quick. I'm not gonna rebuild this floor twice, yeah.
So when you see aqua, when you write an aqua color, a yellow color, you know you got buildup, and you know it's going to be acrylic. And you're right. You're going to have to add water. You're going to have to strip it, and you're going to have to be patient with it.
What if you have floors that has like stains on it, and it looks like the stains are coming from up under, like maybe water damage?
Good question. There's certain stains that you're not gonna take off. Okay. Once it goes through the tile, it's all the way through. There's nothing you're gonna do.
You can lighten it up, but then slowly you see it like coming back.
Now you can take. Here's the thing. Take steel wool. That'll take the surface. And if you take steel wool and it's all the way through. Okay. Because there are things that do. Plumbers use this dye, and sometimes it gets under the concrete, and it comes up, and it's a purple color. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. You're not going to take that off, all right?
Say you have a floor that doesn't have no wax and it's been dirty and all screwed up. I can clean it up with that?
Yeah, you can use this. Okay. So you better be quick about it.
Yeah.
Because you don't. This is very abrasive.
Yeah.
So I really would prefer more like the green pad, you know.
Green pad to clean it up.
But by the way, all new composition vinyl tile floor has a film on it, like a sealer to protect it. So you're supposed to strip that off or scrub it off at least, okay? And then apply your new product on, your sealer or your wax. So just because it's brand new, don't think that you're just gonna, just mop it and throw wax. You're gonna regret that.
Yeah, I have experience with a brand new kitchen that it's for a big company, and warehouse people come from outside in, and it doesn't even look brand new anymore. I mean, it's only been like a month, and it looks dirty again. So, and it got scratches all over it from, I guess, pulling stuff in, moving stuff in. What do I do for a brand new floor like that? It's a kitchen floor, looks like ceramic or something.
Oh, ceramic is different than this.
Sort
That's
of.
that. Right?
Actually, not even like this. It's actually, they're
Is it
2
more
by
like a
6s.
stone?
It's smooth,
Is it
but
clay?
you know what? I
gotta know the
have to
material.
find out what it is.
Yeah, the
what it
material.
is, and then, yeah, but it's really bad. It's dark already.
But find out what it is and call us.
Yeah.
Or call Marvin or some of these people, you guys can network together, and the whole thing is increasing our knowledge.
Or take Marvin with you, he'll work for free.
This is my crew in jail. If you look at our floors, you think you're in the Sheraton. But what we do, and it works great. Talk about it. You guys can implement this seriously. You have an auto scrubber in the front that's scrubbing the floor, right? We have a dry mop to make sure that nobody slips and falls. And then what do we have right behind it? The high-speed burnisher, right? That battery burnisher, 2,000 RPM. And if you look at our floors, I can tell you, you think you're in the Sheraton. All our floors shine, right? And don't think that just because they're in jail, they like to work slow. No, because there's so much going on that we have just little windows of opportunity to do the floors. And it's like a hospital. It's 24/7. They're open all the time. So there's always traffic, and it's just like a hospital. You never know when code, full lockdown, right? And you got something happening that you got to shut down and put your stuff away. So we actually are very productive in the jail. By the way, the lady in the front, it was running the auto scrubber. She has her own janitorial business now, and she's very successful. She did about a year or so in jail, but she came out with some skills that has made her very successful. I mean, Raul has taught me that in today's industry, the internet has changed the game. You can start your own business, expand your own business, and by the way, you can also lose your business really quick because communication. Yeah, all they have to do is say something negative about you, right? So
I started with the internet and I got away from it. We're stomping grounds, just dropping flyers. Old-fashioned way, and we can work.
Yeah, everybody's got their niche. Everybody's got their selling technique.
You know what? Something I learned in sales is everything works. Just find one thing and then do it. And then be versatile and keep looking for new ways. What works for Marvin doesn't work for me. What works for you doesn't work for me. But he's right about networking. If you all network, it might be something you can't do. You just, hey, call this buddy of mine and we all make money.
We got a couple of calls where we dropped a card a year ago.
Yeah.
I said, when did we drop over there?
Yeah. Everything works.
Yeah.
Everything works.
There is a manual that we were gonna do a big old presentation, and they said, Marvin, no, that's too much. That's maybe for your class. But here's the deal. If you guys buy $500 or more on floor care products, by the end of this month, then you will get the program, the manual for free. For your organization, you have to let me know because I have to do a cover letter for your organization. You can appoint with your supervisor. If it's for the private sector over here, we'll put your logo of your company over your property, okay? What I do want to recommend for today is this system that we do have. I do use it. It's two things I do. I either use, I'm a big fan of the 23, I'm sorry.
Who puts it out, Marvin?
What's that?
Who puts out 23?
That's the private labeling here.
23?
Supreme Court. Yeah.
Is it like eyeshine kind of?
No. Yeah. It's a 2% solid, so it's easy to lay down. Is it something we sell? No,
something we sell every day, all day.
For the nano, and in fact, I have to go to Essential so you guys can see the video on this. Okay. I like this because I lay this wax. I use this once a week. The top scrub,
basically,
and I just can
wax
it thin.
Yeah.
Real thin, once a month, no more than that. And then in between, the injury cleaning, I polish you. That's, yeah, this is my money maker right here. Okay. because I know the contractors, you guys get a percentage off, right? So that's always, that's gonna make you the money. And the way you sell it to your customer is let them see the product and let them know the price difference, right? Just like when you sell carpet cleaning, you want Teflon, well that's your Teflon, right? That's how you sell it. 60 cents a square foot with the nano technology, you know, or you can go with the basic polymer, 23, and that's at 30 cents a square foot. Let them make the call. Just so you guys can see, kind of like what's in it's everything to how to top scrub, strip, and wax. It's like 68 pages, okay? Just so you guys know what it entails. But what I'd like to do is, and in fact, it even has like, you know, troubleshooting problems. You know, if it yellows, if you're stripping the floor, it doesn't come up. You know, what may cause it. Go ahead, sir.
Do chemicals ever expire?
All chemicals expire. Yeah. So, in your shop, you know, don't you use by, right? Yeah. Everything does. That's why most, I don't know if we have it here, they don't let you bring back chemicals because they don't want, they can't bring something back they can't sell, right? So, Mark,
usually 30 days unopened.
Yeah. And there's that reason.
So even though Supreme 23 has a sealer, you still use a sealer?
You know what? I'll tell you right now. My thing is seal the floor. It's going to make it easier to remove. It's going to be. It's going to get a backbone. It's going to make it easier to remove. You know how you strip a floor and sometimes you have like little patches? That's why. Put the sealer down and watch when you go to strip it how even it comes out.
And it saves product?
Oh, by far, because it closes all the pores.
So you only put in a seal down once?
I put 2 coats.
No, I mean not
yes.
Like you seal it once. The next time you deal with the floor, you're not doing any sealing after that. Or is that recommended?
Again, it has to. Okay. Here's your first layer of sealer, your second layer of sealer. Now here's your wax, 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 and then you finish, right? Now, if I'm letting it go 3 months, I guarantee you the dirt's already been into the bottom layer of the wax. So now I'm going to have to give it a light strip. I will seal it. Okay? If I can maintain it with my burnisher and I don't lose my layers of wax, then no, I'm not going to use a sealer. Because you're putting something hard over something soft. Okay?
So then any time you strip, you should seal it? You seal it?
I would say yes. Okay? And close your ears. Yeah, salespeople want to give you the bullshit and tell you it's all built in. Okay? We're the end users. I'm telling you right now, seal the floor. If you want a quality job, seal the floor.
I'm not in sales, I'm in.
You know, and you're gonna say you're gonna be penny wise and pound foolish. It's a step that you don't want to miss.
How if you do tile and the tile's not so good? Well, it'll clean all of it, but then you seal the tile also, right? So, you know, like this, you want to seal.
Well, that's ceramic. You're talking about composition, though, right?
No, I'm talking about ceramic.
Ceramic. Ceramic's a whole different ballpark because you're going to use a different type of sealer. Okay, you can use acrylic sealer, but you're really, you know, there's gloss and non-gloss, right? So there's certain ceramic tiles you're not supposed to seal at all.
Marvin says never seal it.
You know, even like natural, like natural stone, I'm really against sealing it, right? I like to polish it. I only seal it in the kitchen because of the, you know, they use lemon and the acid will stay in it. But I do, before we leave, I do want to take us to essentials, and I want you to see this video because it's going to explain the technology that they're selling. And I can't explain it.
Ask yourself, well, wait, that's ammonia, isn't that the same? So we make polymers. Hi, I'm Mike Wheeler, welcome. Here at Essential, we make polymers, acrylics, polyurethanes, reactive hybrids. But I'm here today to talk to you about some fascinating new technology, our patented nano zinc cross-linking systems for coatings. That's quite a mouthful. Now imagine you're asking yourself, well, what is nano, and how does that affect the floor finishes that I'm using right now? And that's what we're going to talk about. All nano means is very, very small. Now here's what a traditional zinc cross-linker looks like. A big molecule of zinc, and it's surrounded by these other molecules. This is ammonia. There are 4 ammonia surrounding it. The reason traditional zinc needs ammonia is to help it dissolve in water and find its way to the polymers. You might be asking yourself, well, wait, that's ammonia. Isn't that the same amine that we used to find in old-fashioned strippers? And it is, and that's an issue. This is what nano zinc looks like. It's tiny compared to traditional zinc. It doesn't need anything to help it dissolve itself in water. It finds its way easily to polymers. Well, what does that mean, guys? I'm going to draw a chart here. Gloss and number of coats. Now, if you think of a traditional floor finish, you apply the first coat and let it dry. But remember that the zinc cross-linker has ammonia around it. Watch what happens when we put the second coat down. See what happens? The gloss drops. The reason it drops is the ammonia in traditional systems re-emulsify the finish under it, almost like we're starting to strip it. The finish eventually dries, the gloss increases. Now that same thing happens every time we put a night coat down. So let's compare that to X coat. First coat, easy to understand, it dries. The second coat, immediate build in gloss. The third coat, the fourth coat, etc. So that's how we get the real quick build with our X coat nano. That's also how we get very high gloss. Now, as I mentioned, nano doesn't require ammonia. So you don't get that ammonia, that heavy ammonia over that you see in regular finishes. Also, it dries very quickly, and you can coat it rapidly. Again, because our system is not dissolving and re-emulsifying the floor finish. Now that we apply it, let's move on. I think we can all see the advantages of nano in terms of these characteristics. But now let's think about the finish on the floor. We can make it better. If you imagine looking at all of this under a microscope, this is what traditional floor finish would look like. You can see the polymer strands, you can see the cross-linker, classic traditional cross-linker. Well, let's compare that to our X-coat nano. Can you see the difference? The strands are much closer together, there's denser cross-linking. This is a more durable, tighter weave. And this has important implications. Imagine we still have a microscope on, now we're walking on the floor. Let's think of this as dirt, traditional floor finish dirt. We walk, our shoe presses the dirt down. Now I notice 2 things here. First, we can see that dirt is stuck in the floor between the polymers, between the strands. Secondly, dirt has penetrated through the first layer of finish into the second. Now imagine we're coming through to burnish or to buff. You can see it's difficult to get the dirt out, the black heel marks off. And beyond that, let me show you this. The dirt's penetrated through. We're looking at an accelerated strip outside. Let's compare that to X-coat now. Again, the microscope is still on. We still have foot traffic. And imagine coming through with your maintenance program. Because of the dense cross-linking, black heel marks are easily removed. Beyond that, if you look, you can see that dirt does not penetrate through the underlying layers. That means extended strips.
You're a big fan of it.
Well, I hope I've helped you explain how this unique patented technology can make it right back. We get all zero benefits, high gloss, quick build, very low VOC, low odor. And it makes the maintenance easier too. That means my job is easier, I get better results, less snacks, and less work. So faster, better, easier. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions about Scrubbing, please give us a call. And please visit us on our website.
Raul brought up a good question outside, and he's got a floor to do, linoleum floor, which is like a soft vinyl, and it's not meant to be waxed or sealed, right? So once somebody does that, there's a special stripper that you use for those type of floors. And there's a reason why we make different types of wax or different types of floors. Like, if I'm going to have a classroom that I'm only going to strip and wax once a year, I'm going to go with, I just, top of my head, you're going to have to help me here, Marcus, because for me it's Vanco's hardest nails. What would be your counterpart?
We have hardest steel here.
Hardest steel, okay. So it's a high solid, right?
Our new product?
What's the number on it, high solids?
I want to say it's 23.
Okay. No, it's got to be higher than 23, because this is 23. It's got to be like in the 30s.
Let me grab it. Let me see.
So anytime you have a high solid, you're not going to buff it. It's not buffable, right? I mean, even if you run over it with 3,000 RPM, maybe the propane will move it a little bit. It's just like epoxy floors, right? You have to have a propane to bring shine on it. So there's a reason why we have different floor finishes. If like I said, the lower the solid, it's meant to be polished on like a weekly base. The higher the solid, it's meant to be furnished like on a monthly base, okay? And if it's really, really high, it's so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have that shine for a while.
Are the higher solids used in more traffic areas, like in hospitals?
No. Hospitals, no, I'll tell you why. Because, number one, it has higher solids, so when it dries, any mistake you make is going to show. Two, you can only lay 2 coats at best. So you want to lay just one and put a wax on top of that. At hospitals, you want something that's repairable. And the best product that I would recommend, I love this product. Number one, it's affordable, it's repairable, it's and that's the main thing. I'm a big fan of the polymer because you can repair them. The nano, I guarantee you it. Everything that you saw, you still have to maintain it. You let that floor fall, you're gonna go back to stripping again or a light strip. There's just no way around it.
Is that what you use in police stations?
I would say the nano we use in our what do you call it? The pods. But the traffic area, on hallways.
Right there.
Yeah, because I could lay 3, 4, 5 coats in this puppy, right? And that's the other secret. Don't lay them so thick. The thinner the better. All right. Because it's not going to show your mistakes. Oh, and by the way, when you lay your wax, you go north to south the first time. The second time you're going east to west, right?
Yeah,
because otherwise you're going to see the whole line.
That's right.
What type of floors is inside the pods?
Everything is composition biotop. Yeah. Even the concrete, I'll put this down too, and it works. Like I said, I always look at money, right? And this is, I'll tell you right now, this is cost effective. It works really great. Like I said, it's repairable. I can make it bond to anything. Price wise, this runs, I think, where's the
Marcus on your
yeah. This is going to be a little bit more pricey, I'll tell you that right now, because of the technology, right?
Marcus?
But if you know what you're doing, this is your money maker right here. And if you're going to use this product, you better sell it up price to your customers for sure. But sell it as a package kit. We're going to top scrub with this product, use this wax. I told them about your situation in the non-bumpable wax.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I have for today. I want to thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. And like I said, for those of you that want a manual, if you spend $500 by the end of the month on floor care product, I will custom make a manual for you. I already have basically the 68 pages. It will, but I'll make it specifically for your company. For instance, if you're running cocaine or if you're running medical clinics and you want to have procedures in place, I'll make that for you as well, okay?
Very quickly, we are having certificates made. If you'd like to stay for that, they're being printed right now. Number 2, in your folders, there's a brief survey. And I would really appreciate it if you fill that out for me so we can improve these classes. We do this for the trade. We're trying to be a resource for you and things you want. So if you fill out that survey, it will help us.
Oh, no, I was going to ask that.
Okay, good.
No, after. It has nothing to do with the class.
No. And if you have questions, please ask. You have Marvin here. It's a very valuable resource.
The linoleum floor is really, it's a soft vinyl. Yeah. So it really isn't meant to be waxed. But in the hospitals or medical clinics, it looks like roll vinyl, but it's thicker, and it'll coat, right? It'll have the coat base and all that. That you can wax. All right. The new stuff that they're bringing out, they'll tell you that it's wax free, but here's the problem: all the dirt sticks to it, and it's a bear to clean. It has a very low shine. The hospitals are going with it. It's kind of like from the family of the Magnolia, which I really don't care for because it looks good at the beginning, but it catches all the dirt. It's I won't say it's porous, but it's just, it has no shine to it. And they tell you it's not supposed to be waxed or sealed, and it's very, very hard to maintain. And almost everybody I know that has those type of floors, they end up just waxing them. And the whole secret is maintain the floor. Run your auto scrubber, this is what we run. This is really soft. This is like for once a week. This is right before we recoat, and we will burnish and then we coat. All right. I don't know what it has a little funny lime color, but this one works really, really good.
So what about the white one?
Very good question. Thank you for asking. The only time you're going to use this, believe it or not, what's that? Yeah. Two times you use this on carpet. You weren't expecting that one, huh? No. Actually, we do use it on carpet for polypropylene. It'll work because it's oil-based. But this white pad, you're only going to use, let's say I waxed this floor, right? And I made some mistakes. Now I'm going to put it on my machine. And that's the only time I'm going to use the white pad. Right? That's it. Because it's not going to do anything. The red is for your everyday use. Okay, if you go to Arrowhead Hospital, every day they run the auto scrubber with a red pad, and right behind it, it comes the battery burnisher. Like you saw, my girls doing, right? We had the auto scrubber, the dry mop, and the burnisher right behind it. That's what they do in the hospitals. And the green takes one coat of wax off. The brown takes one coat of wax off. The light blue, it shouldn't take any coats off, okay? That's kind of like a rule of thumb. And the aqua is the one that we use for right before we coat. And by the way, if you could run your auto scrubber or even your side-by-side clean the floor first, right? Run your burnisher over it. Take a look at it. How does it look? Oh, it looks clean. I have a clean floor that has a shine. I'm going to cap that. So then go ahead and recoat it. Right? But don't recoat something that you've got scuff marks or, oh, I can see this, there's some embedded. Forget it. Just keep the shine on there. You're at burnishing. That's all you can do. Because once you put the wax on, now you locked it in place. It's like washing a stain in your shirt. You don't want to do that.
You just have to strip the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Or give it a light strip. And by the way, Raul's a big fan of degreaser. Right? That's another secret too. A little goes a long way. That's the whole secret, right? A little goes a long way. Hey, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. You guys fill out those surveys. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.
It's 20. Solid's on 20. Fillers in it? Straight 20.
Do you have a survey for me?
Yeah.
Survey?
Not power wash.
Do you have a survey yet?
No.
Okay. Thank you, though. Thanks for coming.
Here we're at home.
Thank you.
Is that your survey?
Thank you. Yes. There you go. Thank you very much.
Survey, sir?
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Thank you. Finally. Oh, sorry. Did you do a survey, mister?
I'm gonna do it right now.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm
No
just gonna go to the restroom.
Okay, good. Thank you so much, guys, for that survey.
See, this is.
Hope you enjoyed your class.
I wanted to do.
Did you enjoy that? Is it okay?
Because he has the one.
Thank you.
Everything, yes. He has everything. Yeah, but this is not that big, but he's busy. So. But it's going to lead into something else. It's going to lead into more stuff. So that's why I'll call him today. If he says no, I'll call you maybe after. It's probably going to be an ongoing weekly or every 2 weeks kind of thing. You have somebody? Plus he has everything, he has like 3 questions. Each one.
Appreciate it. Thanks for
Si quieres el trabajo, mira, 30 es el más fácil, porque van a ser dinero. Abajo de 30, tienes que trabajar, o le van a hacer mal trabajo. Porque, mira, si 30, este es 1010, ¿verdad? A 30 centavos está 0,0 dólares. Si voy abajo de eso, entonces tengo que hacer el trabajo en 2 horas. Porque de modo que se trabaja, estás ganando 5 0 dólares por hora. Eso es lo que lo más bajo que yo gano por hora son 40. Mi hijo gana 25 por la hora. Entonces, mira, 2 modos que lo vas a hacer. Vas a ver cuántas horas me va a tocar hacer ese trabajo. Yo creo que lo puedo hacer en 4 horas. Entonces es el 10 guardado, right? Entonces digamos, este piso y lo hago en 4 horas. Poner 1010, lo tengo que hacer, si está cobrando ballpark, se lo hago en 4 horas. Así saber. De modo que me enseñaron a mí es 2 horas por 10 y por mirar. Y tiene que llegar más o menos cerca. Así sabes que no estás muy abajo y la competencia siempre quiere saber por pies. Y cuando quieres dar un precio para esconder un precio, entonces lo vas a tirar por la material, supply y abajo. Así lo escondes. Si lo quieres por pies, entonces vas a pared a pared. Si es carpeta, lo vas a pero nosotros vamos a pared a pared. O la otra cosa, si quieres también esconder dinero, porque la gente tiene la cosa, oh, él va a ganar tanto por hora. No importa, porque no estoy haciendo el trabajo, ¿no es cierto? ¿Para qué me quieres quitar? Entonces tienes que, cobrar $50 para mover el furniture, right? So, mira, el modo que yo empiezo bajito, y entonces le doy esto, right? Y ya miro la cara, entonces ok, te voy a dar esto, y aquí llego. Alright? Si se hace. Oscillator. Yeah, but what way does it work there? It's not that. Once you start staining and sealing for it, you're making and I get, when you buy the 3 pounds, $3,000, $600 off, and walk away. 2,200. I think they're good. And this is only there's no competition. No competition. That's I
guys, there's donuts and coffee if you still want some on the way out.
I only do wood because it pays me so much. If you're gonna do composition final town, side by side. Because all you gotta do is find the boundary. And that's gonna do wood, that's gonna do
Take care. Good job.
And not only that, don't find you.
Thank you very much, sir. Marvin?
Because I have students that would love your
You want to be a franchise or you want to be a subcontractor? It doesn't matter. We're looking for experts.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Alex, ¿cómo trabajaste en business for 30 plus years? That's awesome. I want to validate that. Back in the 70s.
Top 5 down. Yeah. Oh, big time. They were 100, now they're top 10, top 10, top 5, top 10.
They were cleaned up. That's awesome. Okay, well, good luck for them.
Thank you. All right.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have your business card?
Sure, hold on. Working with a company that, this is a T-Mobile store. They want to I don't know what.
Is that okay for you?
T-Mobile, FedEx office. They want to clean it or polish it.
Okay, if it's laminate floor, you're gonna buy a laminate floor cleaner. I don't say it. I don't care what he's doing.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I wanna, just who I'm dealing with now, I don't know if you are.
It's like a fake wood.
It's been there for a couple of years now, and I don't know how to clean it. I don't.
There are resources here that you can decide from all the salespeople here.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to use that rolling pad to put up the floor.
Is it a floor or carpet or?
It's a floor, it's actually, I mean, we just started this country.
It's a bar,
And I don't want any issue because everything else we're doing great. And they haven't said anything about it yet. But I know.
Maybe during the day when customers are walking over.
Your change takes 4 hours minimum to dry. Just to dry. To cure is a whole day. So, now, you can take your high-speed burnisher, clean it, and run the burnisher over. That's the easiest fix right there.
I think that's one I'm saying now.
That's it. It's just the burnisher. Don't try with it side by side. It takes too long. Just get a high-speed burnisher, and you can rent those tools. You don't have to get five. That's when it's too expensive.
Yeah. Do you want to ask Marvin some more questions?
Yeah, can you?
Let me go get Paul on this.
Thank you.
Okay.
You can get them,
You didn't call
he
me.
paid for them, so if you buy like $500 or more worth of product, it sounded like he's gonna get you, yeah. But they're expensive, they're like $150 a book.
So these ones you haven't found?
At the order, yeah.
How much? What I said is
It comes by the case only, and I want to say it's very thin, so there's a lot in the case.
Let's see.
This will probably be my last. Oh no, I just want to see it.
See you.
Okay, see you next time. I mean,
I think it's going to be 10, because it's about the same thing as the round. I think it's 10 bags in the case.
you have yours?
You can redo the floor with it, you know, we'll take that in the house. Like if they don't have a wood floor, then they want to run this on there. And you go back to your thing, all your thing.
Hey, are you here? Yeah, okay, bye. Well, yeah, come out to the showroom.
There's a book that I created that teaches you guys how to start your own business.
Well, yeah, it's but the more you one process. He's just showing you how fast